This is the video for the Henderson Hall Photogrammetry LiDAR data cleanup by Caitlin Celio. So in our 3D scanning class, I was tasked with doing the fan, the smoke detector, and the garbage cans. And this is the fan with its origin point set in the correct place in the room. And you can see that it's on top of this cabinet. And this is my model in Maya. So I went through the process of building out the fan to scale using reference photos, which I'll show in a second. I did all of these objects individually and then grouped them together based off of the material they used, which you'll also be able to see in the UVs. So here are my reference images, and based off of the position and angle being a little off, it took a lot of effort to get it right. Here are the UVs, and I structured them differently. Some of them they're smaller because I wanted to overlay them onto the same texture. This is it in Substance, where I put all of the coloring on, and rather than adding dirt and grime to it, I wanted to make it shiny and feel like actual plastic, which it is. So there's an opacity on the blades, and these are the following textures for that. Based off of them being broken down, it was really easy to get the fan done. Now for the garbage cans. These are them in the space. I made 2 of them, and then I set their origin points individually. I used the soft blending, soft select tool in Maya to get the garbage can bag to look the way it does, and I made a really organic, or a really hard modeled can to put it in as the organic shape would be placed inside of it. And then I took it into ZBrush and added ripples to it to make it feel a little bit more bag-like. And I also inflated some of the inside to add that air appeal, like idea. This is it in Painter again, and I added some grime to it to give it a real garbage can feel, and a lot more ripples were added using Painter to add to the bag. Now for the smoke detector, it was a little hard to see in the LiDAR data, but it was right there on the ceiling as required, and right here you can see my model in it to scale. And it was a lot of fun. I got to play around with making the grooves and making sure the smoke detector looked the way it did, and then I added the pivot point. This is it in Maya, where I added the text that says "Do not paint," and then I added this small sticker that's on top of it because it was part of my reference images, and I thought it would be a fun thing to add on as a detail to make it more than just a plastic object. These are the UVs. You can see that they're pretty simple, and then I added the plastic texture, a little bit of dirt from where you can't really dust and it collects on a smoke detector, and then I used like the stamp tool to kind of spray paint on the texture of the sticker on the top so it was true to life. And these are all of my layers, and these are my renders.